Look at that. We are live on a Saturday night. That's right. I feel like Elton John. Saturday. We are live here on a Saturday night. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and my co-host is
Nate from Nate Flix Reviews.
So we got
Alex.
Yeah, what's up?
You're never gonna believe this. I got a
What?
black screen. I can't.
You got a black screen? All right, we'll fix that up.
Black screen.
Just say what's up to everybody.
But go ahead. What's up, everyone? I'm Nate. We're here not on our normal night. Normally, we are live on Sunday nights, but you know what? I had to work, so I am. There we go. Now I see everything, Alex. I had to work, so we're doing it one night early, baby. You get us one night early, baby, and we got some guests, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, so today's show, we're going to be doing our top 5 movies made before 1960. So this was tricky. This was a little tricky. I had to go into my bag of tricks here. So because we normally don't do that stuff. We always do the normal, give me your top 5 favorite movies, top 5 favorite directors, you know, and then blah, blah, blah. But this one, we had to switch it up a bit. We had to do some switching here and there. So with that said, we got some box office numbers we're going to be talking about, right? We're going to talk a little bit about some Furiosa in terms of box office, not movie itself, because I saw it yesterday. Nate saw it yesterday. You guys can check out his review out there. I don't know if our guest's seen it yet, so I don't want to talk about those movies yet. But with that said, let's bring them in, all right? Let's have some fun. And like I said, Saturday, I can't believe we're live on a Saturday. It's just crazy.
It's
I bet
weird.
people were like,
I think
what?
we've ever done a live on Saturday before, ever.
No, I can't believe it. All right, so let's bring in our guest, all right? Because we have 2 special, lovely-looking guests. So let's bring him in.
First-time guest. Dude.
First-time guest.
Right
That's
here.
right, to the channel. Yes.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so introduce everyone. Go ahead. Tell everyone who you are, Derek.
Yeah, I'm Derek. Pure Hangout is my channel. Also that on Instagram. I don't know. My channel, I talk about movies, talk about, I guess, various collectibles, movie-related collectibles. Sometimes dabble in TV a little bit as well. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Really appreciate it. This is my first time, and I'm pumped.
All right. We got Harrison. Harrison, introduce everyone. Introduce yourself to everyone.
That's right. Yes. Where is everybody? No.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Harrison. I've been on a few times, but I'm Really Old Movies. I talk about films from the classic Hollywood era. So I'm really excited to be here today to talk about some great films.
All right. All right.
We
So
could not do a show about old movies without really old movies.
Yeah.
That's right.
I very specifically reached out to him for this one. And Derek, I'll be honest, we had work, me and Alex worked with Derek on another stream. We're like, this guy's great. We got to have him on our show. And that show was about Ghostbusters. So I really had no idea of Derek's experience, with like classic cinema, but I had a feeling he knows some old movies as well. So I was like, let's ask him and see if he wants to come on. And he was like, sure thing. So I'm interested to see his picks. Harrison, we already know he is a connoisseur of the oldies. So, and I'm really excited to see what Alex picked because
I know. Everyone knows I'm very 80s and very 90s and
More
onto the
modern.
newer stuff. More modern take. So I have some stuff. But Harrison, you better bring the thunder. I mean, your channel's at stake here.
Complete smell of success or something.
Pretty much. All right, let's have fun. Let's start it off with the first topic, all right? Let's start it off with some box office blitz. Let's do this. All right, so we got some box office blitz here. You guys already know how we do it. We're going to be talking about some box office numbers, and we'll go around the table and give our thoughts on the situation in the theater. So with that said, this past weekend, okay, May 17th to the 19th, we got some movies, right? We got some Challengers at $2.9 million, The Fall Guy at an additional $8.4 million, The Strangers Chapter 1, 11.8, which has already surpassed its budget, which was like 8.5 million. So don't worry about that. Then, of course, we got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes with an additional $25.5 million, right? So we're happy at that. Then you got a movie called If, $33.7 million. Now, for those of you out there going, well, you don't have numbers for Furiosa. Furiosa on Friday, that's all I got is Friday, $10.2 million. It is horrible. Horrible. And a budget of 150 to Nate says with marketing at 250.
230. Yeah,
230.
The
Yeah.
budget's apparently between 168 was the production budget, and with marketing, most projections have it around 230. So
Yeah.
it's in there. They haven't.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers
So
won't say.
so
Which
with
means
that
it's probably
said,
in the higher end.
Furiosa 10.2 million on Friday alone. So we don't know what happens on Saturday and Sunday. We'll figure that out when we go back on. When we come back live, we'll talk about that. But with that said, Nate, since you go to the theater a lot, what do you think of these numbers so far?
The resident box office. I won't
The-
say expert, but the resident guy who reads box office stuff a lot. Not great. Also, Garfield like 8.5 million, I think, on Friday. So
Yeah, 8.4. Yeah.
yeah. Apparently, there's gonna be a little tussle between Garfield and Furiosa for the weekend, and it's a Memorial Day weekend, and that's why it's alarming to a lot of people that it's so low. Because Memorial Day weekend is typically a big movie that makes a ton of money every Memorial Day weekend. It's a 4-day weekend. And right now they're projecting Furiosa at like 35 to 40 for the 4-day weekend, which is not great. I know Fury Road opened to 45 back when it came out in 2015. But this has that movie to go off of. Fury Road was the first Mad Max movie since like the 80s. So it didn't have that same relevancy to a lot of people. I think it is a little alarming. But I'll be honest with you, Alex, and we talked a little bit off air. I'm not that surprised. I mean, let's be real. Let's look at the franchise, the Mad Max franchise. None of those movies are like mega ultimate blockbuster. They're not. They just don't. They're really weird. They have sort of a niche audience. Action fans tend to enjoy them, but general public, they're weird. They have weird character names. They have kind of really weird visuals. So on one hand, I'm not surprised, but on the other hand, I do think it's a little disappointing that it's looking how it's looking. And we don't have any worldwide totals. Those movies generally do pretty good overseas, but I don't think it's going to make. It needs to make like 500 million and change to like really make a profit, and I just don't see it.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to say before I give it to the two guests to see what they say, check this out. I have an article here from the Hollywood Reporter. They're saying the box office meltdown, Furiosa or Garfield, to win the Memorial Day with the worst #1 opening in 3 decades.
Yeah.
The bad news doesn't end there. Overall revenues for 4-day holidays could hit a 25-year low. The Memorial Day box office is no picnic this year. It says based on Friday's numbers, George Miller's Furiosa came in at a whopping 10.2 million. Garfield is going to open up to 31 on a budget of 150 plus. So pretty much they're like, it's going to be the worst opening for a Memorial Day. So I want to hear what you guys think. Derek, since you're new to the channel, what do you think of these box office numbers? And what do you think of the Furiosa debacle?
Well, I guess I'm surprised as everyone else when you're reading off those numbers about the projections for the weekend. That is very surprising, especially for Furiosa. Because I mean, like you said, it's coming off the tails of Mad Max, which was enormous. It was huge, but I remember seeing the trailer and thinking this does not have that sense of realism that Fury Road had. Like it didn't. Every reason that Fury Road was praised, this movie doesn't look like it has visually. I mean, maybe it does. I haven't looked into production at all, but using like practical effects over like CG in terms of or what's the like special effects instead of visual effects, it really does seem like a lot of it was done in the computer and that doesn't appeal to me, I guess.
Well, this one does look CG.
Look as strong.
Yeah.
Not to spoil it for you, this has way more CG.
No, this one has a lot more CG.
Fury Road.
Yeah. A lot.
And I could tell that in the trailers, and it was just kind of like, that's like what everybody was excited about with Fury Road is that it was like, everything was practical and done the old-fashioned way, and this does not appear that way. So maybe, I mean, I don't know how many people know that though. That's a lot of inside baseball, but maybe, I mean, you can see it with your eyes. This looks very uncanny versus the other one, so maybe that's part of it.
Well, you hit something on something right there on the head, because when you're watching the film, there is scenes that you're going, wow, that looks pretty cool. But then you notice, oh man, this look like they would be on a green screen, or they did something like it. I agree with what you're saying, because a lot of Mad Max 1, Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, Fury Road were all practical in the desert. Like they shot that shit in the desert. With minimal CGI in the last one, they did a little bit just to fix some stuff up. Yeah, the storm and all that. This one totally went away from those, and that could hurt it. It could hurt it. And the fact also Mad Max was not in the movie. So with that said, that could bring not people to the theater also. So all right.
And was Apes were those numbers good for this weekend? Because I contributed to that. I did go to
I'll tell you
Apes,
right now.
what was that, last night?
Planet of the Apes.
I'm a pretty big fan. I was late to it.
It was third on Friday.
Ooh, nice.
It was third on Friday.
It made 200. Oh, well, overall it made 249 million, and it made 25. It made 25.5 million. This from May 17th to the 19th.
Yeah, but this weekend, like it made 3.5 million on Friday. So probably another close to 10 million this Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that, and those visuals, while CG is involved, are heavily involved. It is. They look amazing. It looks amazing. So
I agree.
Well, the numbers jumped up. So on Thursday, it was a negative 11.8%. It was at 1.6 million, and it shot up by plus 110% to 3.4 million on Friday. So I guess it has a good legs there. All right, Harrison, what do you think of the Furiosa and all the other stuff that we talked about?
Sure. Well, I'm not too surprised about the disappointing Memorial Day weekend and all that. Just looking at the movies there, it's like, nah, it kind of makes sense. There's no like Star Wars or anything like that. Those are always around Memorial Day. And then as far as Furiosa, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of a hard sell. You don't have Mad Max, first of all. And then you also don't have any of the cast from the last movie either. So I guess I don't know what they were expecting. You're taking everything from the last, and I'm not even the biggest fan either, but you don't have any of the things that people liked in the last one and this one. Like, of course, no one's gonna watch it.
And Hemsworth looks different too. So you're not even getting, I want to go look at Chris Hemsworth's face.
Yeah, he's kind of ugly in this.
It's not there.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
he said it's not fair.
Prosthetics.
It's not fair. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you guys. And it's funny because I was telling my wife, I was like, if you're someone that is a fan of Furiosa with Charlize Theron and you hear this movie, you're like, yeah, I want to go see the Charlize Theron. It's like, nope, it's played by somebody else. You're like, screw you. I ain't going to go see that. So
that's you guys have made some really good points too that, I mean, I've thought about them, but I didn't even say them. Harrison's and Alex, I think you guys both said it.
Yeah.
You have the name Furiosa. They add the Mad Max saga at the bottom, and I think they're hoping people attach that. But you're right. What other? I mean, this has happened before, and I just can't think off the top of my head. What other franchise that's like someone's franchise that they just made a whole nother, movie without that person in it at all? I'm not talking like Creed. That's different. I think Creed is different. I mean, and Rocky was in it.
Halloween 3.
Halloween 3. I'm pretty sure that was a big bomb when it came out.
Halloween
like
3.
It's tough to take a franchise and then take out the lead and make it about someone else who was well received. Furiosa was well received, but it was also Charlize that was well received, not Anya Taylor-Joy. I think all those things do factor into it. They're like, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shock.
People who saw it liked it, but I don't think everybody was like rushing out to see it.
Well, it's a cool concept, but the problem is like we waited 30 years to, like I was telling Nate, we waited like 30 plus years to get a Mad Max movie. We finally get it, and then we go, oh man, we want a sequel to Real Fury. And then it's like, nope, we're giving you Furiosa. It's like, what? Like now we gotta wait another 30 damn years for another Mad Max movie until you decide. And then Nate just told me they're making Wasteland, a new one with Mad Max, but still, it's like. We want a Mad Max
come
movie.
out though. George Miller is taking forever to make these movies. They take like.
And he's an old man.
Yeah, he's mad old.
Like 80, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
is that going to be with people returning?
Tom Hardy.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
The Wasteland.
Well,
maybe he'll have some lines.
Well, yeah, George Miller was in a I think it was Cannes Film Festival where they interviewed him, and they asked him, "Will Mel Gibson ever return to the franchise?" And he said, "Well, Mel Gibson is technically the old man Max." And he's like, he has no story for old man Max. He has stories for younger, which is Tom Harding. So I'm like, okay, cool. But then it's like, everyone is like Charlize Theron, and he's like, oh no, we got the younger version. So I'm like, do you just hire older characters so they can just write prequels when people fall in love with them? It's just weird. It's a weird thing. I would love to see personally a older man, or cast
Old Man Max.
Yeah, or
like
cast
Old
Mel
Man
Gibson
Logan,
as a villain in the movie. I mean, he will do great as a villain of Wasteland or something. He's crazy enough. I mean, he would. But
You could
anyway,
literally called it Old Mad Max.
old Max. That's it. That's the big title.
Old
Old
and
Max.
Mad.
Black and white. Just give it to me in black and white. I'll love it.
Remember that movie with those comedy movies called Grumpy Old Men with Walter
Yeah.
Matthau?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It could be called Grumpiest Old Man. Mad Max. Just call it.
Grumpy Old Max.
Yeah,
Grumpy old Max. Freaking. All right. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Next topic here on this thing. We're gonna move on.
Let's say hi to the chat.
Yeah.
Holland Oates is here. What's up, Holland? Scott is here. What's up, Scott?
Ralph.
Ralph is here. What's up, Ralph? Holland says H3, F3, all the threes. And then Scott says, I thoroughly enjoy. Oh, he's channeling his inner Tony. I thoroughly enjoyed Furiosa, and that's the hill I will die on. Tony's favorite scene. He will die on all the hills.
It's good to know.
That's good to know. But my question is, when Scott went to see it, was he high? Was he on the grass or not on the grass? Yeah, we all know what he was on. He says, "This movie's good, man. This is a good movie. I loved it."
It was 90 minutes long. It was like 2.5 hours.
Like, dude, this is like a great movie.
Flew right by.
It flew by. Oh, man. It felt long for those of you out there.
Alex, you
felt
gotta
it.
tell these. Hold on a second.
Okay, all right. So let me tell you
them the
from
truth,
my
because every movie Alex sees is actually way longer than it normally is. Go ahead.
In my theater, I get to see 50-minute trailers and then the movie starts. So this movie was 2 hours 30 minutes plus an additional 50 minutes. I'm like, yo, this is way too long. So I'm already grumpy by like the halfway through the movie. Like I tell Nate, like halfway through all these movies, I'm like getting pissed off because my ass is numb. I'm like, what is going on?
11 trailers.
Yeah.
11 trailers.
We
That's
had-
like,
I counted them. We had 7 red bands and 4 non-red bands.
Wow.
I didn't even
And
know there was that many red band trailers out there right
yeah, it was Wolverine and Deadpool.
now. We had that.
It was some
We only had
2
four- we
Indian
had four
movies,
Indian
one in a train, and then it was like another Bollywood
Oh, the
action.
movie.
Yeah. And I was just like, what is I was like, what is this going on? I was like, are we in the same theater? Like, I was like, what is this movie? So anyway, it was that. There was like a horror movie, red band, more crap.
I told you, Alex, if
Yeah.
your movie starts at 7 p.m.,
I'm
need
gonna
to
come
go to
late
the theater
now.
At 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna miss anything. I promise you. You won't miss anything because they start the movies way later than the actual time.
Well, it was Beetlejuice. I know that because there was a guy in front of me that he was doing this the whole time. Like, dude, the minute a trailer, dude, it pissed me off. Like, I was gonna slap his hand. Every time a trailer came out to a movie that I guess he wanted to see, he put the hand up. He put the horns. He went like this. Like, it was like Beetlejuice. It said, Dale. He went, And then they showed Joker, the Joker trailer. He went like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then it was like the Wolverine. He was like, And then and then at the end, like once all that crap happened, the 15 minutes were up. All of a sudden, you see them walking, and when the phones went off, and all of a sudden, you see Wolverine going, "Hey, bub, turn off the phone." And I was like, "What is this shit?" I was like, "Please start the movie." I was like, "Yo, I don't want to see Wolverine talking to me right now in the 4th dimension." Like, let's get to it. Anyway. And then the 2 hours and 30 minutes of Mad Max. So for me, it was way long. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I felt like I was in a journey, bro. I was like, likes.
You were there
So
for like 4 hours.
I was there for 4 hours for Kingdom. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude. I was like, never
He's
again.
becoming jaded. Like every movie he sees now, he is mad at it because it's too long.
Yeah.
Because it has, he gets there early, and then there's many trailers.
Yeah.
So his movies are 4
Yeah.
hours each of them.
Yeah, so
Like
I'm
that
like, it's
Family
so
Guy.
tight.
Yeah,
It's like that Family Guy where Peter's watching like 20 trailers or something like that.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
how
it's like that. It's really horrible. But like me and Ralph is gonna go see Aliens Rakamakon, whatever it's called, the
Romulus.
Rock Me Amadeus, that one. So hopefully we don't get the most likely, but
Get
you
their
know,
Get
yeah.
their lead.
So with that said, Paramount did something unique over the weekend, or over last week, and we haven't talked about it yet because we've been getting a lot of emails going, hey, what you guys think about this situation? I talked more with Scott about it through text. So Paramount did something special, which I think it would work. I like it, but I want to see what you guys think. Some of you guys are collectors out there. We have Derek, who's a big collector. You can see his movies behind, and we got Harrison, he's a collector too. You can see it on his little bookshelf right there. And then, of course, we got Nate with his stuff, and then my empty bookshelves in the back. So, with that said, I'm a big collector. Look at those stacks back there. So, with that said, Paramount released 6 to 7 movies at $10.99, right? Wrapped up in DVD boxes, and they're giving you every format for $10.99. So, I would like to know, what are your guys' thoughts of the value, and do you think this would make it easier for collectors and I guess normal people to go and buy it? Because since DVDs are people going buying DVDs, when you're going, what? Why DVDs? Now that you're giving me $10.99 4Ks, Blu-rays, and DVDs and digital codes in one pack, is this something that the future that Sony, Warner Brothers, Lionsgate, Arrow, and Kino Lorber, and all the douchey people that keep slapping $40 on a damn one disc with no special features in it? I want to know you guys' thoughts on it. So, Derek, what did you think on that big surprise Paramount is doing?
That sounds amazing. Every format.
Yeah, that's every format.
That sounds really good. And it's only how do they choose the movies?
So I guess they're popular. So right now it's Interstellar.
Catalog stuff.
Yeah, catalog. So it's Interstellar, Quiet Place, The Shutter Island, The Hunt for Red October, Beverly Hills Cop, John Carpenter's Escape from L.A. You got Cloverfield and The Untouchables. Those are right now the films. And you know what? For someone that do not have anything, if you don't have nothing and you want to start collecting, buy all of them because those are all good movies. Yeah. At this point, at $10.99, that is a price point that I think it is amazing. To me, it's amazing. So Harrison, what do you think of the price point? And I know you're not a big person that buys like tons of 4Ks and stuff. Is this something that will make you now go, oh, I want to buy 4Ks now?
Definitely, yeah. My only concern is this just their way of getting rid of all their old discs? No.
Here's
a VHS tape to go along with it.
Some sort of liquidation.
Yeah.
No, but I actually think that is a great idea, especially for older titles or ones that lots of people love.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, is it for every title or is it just for the main catalog?
Right now they're just testing. I think they're testing out the market with these movies and see how well it does. I hope it does I think I'm gonna buy Cloverfield because I don't own it for $10.99.
Are they on Amazon?
These are on Amazon, yes, $10.99.
This is a second test. They did this at Walmart first, last year. They released these, the same exact titles. And I'm guessing they did okay for them to be like, let's make it,
worldwide.
Yeah. I will tell you this. I agree with these guys as far as the value. I mean, what I don't understand is why they don't just mark down the 4Ks they already have. Because these movies, I looked it up because Alex, they were talking about it. And Cloverfield on 4K is like $14.99. Just the 4K Blu-ray combo pack, the regular one. Or you could get this for $10.99 and get a DVD thrown in. Now, I don't need it. It also comes in a DVD case. So if you're one of those people who's like shelf stickler, who's like, I don't want them tall DVD cases, sorry. They come in DVD cases, so they're tall.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Me neither. I don't like that either. So
probably cheap plastic ones too.
Yeah, they're like clear plastic DVD cases. Now, if you don't care about cases, I agree with you guys. I think the value is great, especially if you're like, let's say you're just getting into collecting. I think for that, it's great. If you're a more seasoned collector and you're like, certain things aesthetically will affect you, I will never buy any of these. I also have all those movies. But like Alex, to your point, you have DVDs. You don't really care about the packaging, and
Yeah,
it's
I
$5
never
or $6
care for that stuff.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Sometimes $10 cheaper, and well, you get a DVD that you don't need. But still, I mean, yeah, it is a good value for that. I just don't understand why they don't mark down the 4Ks they already have.
I don't know. I think
Right.
that's weird too. But imagine you go camping and there's a DVD and you go, "Pff, guess what? I got that 1099. I got the portable DVD player. Look at that, bitches. I can now put on Cloverfield on
Yeah.
DVD. So, I mean,
That's true.
in reality, we can all laugh, but you know when you go camping, there's someone has like that old ass DVD player, and you're like, wait a minute. I end up just where,
That's me.
yeah, you see, that's what
I
I'm
don't think
saying.
it's a bad idea. I'm
No.
not against it, but I won't buy them because I don't like those DVD cases. But
See, I don't. That doesn't never bothered me with the cases. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. But like, if the cases are what's dropping these prices, because maybe Blu-rays and 4K cases are expensive. I guess you can't stack them in it. I don't know. It is what it is. They got millions of those DVD cases. Yeah.
Vortex.
I don't know. I don't see the problem with them, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think this is an amazing. I hope other companies jump on this thing because man, 4Ks. I've been looking at these prices. These things are so expensive now. It's like holy hell. Friday, what is it? The Nightmare on Elm Street is like $60. I was like, who the hell's gonna pay $60 for that stupid movie? I mean,
really hope I hope everyone buys them so that they say, "Wow, people are willing to buy these movies on 4K for $10. Let's just mark down the regular the 4Ks for $10." That's what I hope.
hopefully,
Right.
yeah.
I don't need a DVD, and I don't need a giant case, so just mark it down.
You need it. Everyone needs a DVD when you go camping, bro. I'm telling you, camping, you need
never
it.
down
You
your
need it. You need it. I mean, me, I bring an Apple TV for some reason. I always bring my Apple TV. Smart.
You're a digital guy.
I'm a digital guy in a digital world. But freaking, all right. So let's have fun. Let's get into this top 5 list, okay? This is the topic I want to talk about because I thought it was pretty interesting. I just want to hear your insights on this, on that 1099 thing because I know a lot of people were like complaining about it. And I was like, ugh, people.
Scott said, "Just cut the damn DVD case down in size." Yeah, put it in a Blu-ray case. What are we doing? I just don't understand that part of it. It's weird.
Well, they
Right.
could do the TV shows, right? The TV shows have that slip in between that has like the 1 and 2. You could just
Sure,
put
but
that.
I mean, nowadays all these DVD look. Okay, well, I don't want to spoil this, but when I show one of my movies, it's a Blu-ray case and it has many discs in it. So I'm just saying, like,
Many discs. All right. Let's have fun. All right. So now we're going to give our top 5 movies that were made from 1960 and below. So let's have some fun with this. Let's start off with number 5. We're going to do Rock and Robin, right? We're going to go around. Round Robin, Rock and Robin, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're doing. We're going to start it off. Derek, you're going to start it off first with number 5 on your list.
Okay, number 5 on my list was one that I used to watch when I was younger, but just out of limited availability. When I would go to my grandparents, they had this movie, so I'd watch it whenever I was visiting them. It didn't really appeal to me too much, but since having kids, and they have fallen in love with this movie, I'm watching it a lot and appreciate it a lot more. And that is Lady and the Tramp, 1955, Disney. So I'm starting off with animated. I thought I'd toss one of those into the top 5. Just a cute, little love story between 2 pups. One of high class, very, very wealthy, very well off, and then the other one, the tramp coming from the streets.
I like that.
That's a great one.
All right. Ladies in the Tramp.
And they eat
All
some
right.
spaghetti.
And they
A
eat
high
spaghetti.
society
Yeah, they
woman
eat some
and a
spaghetti.
dirty tramp
And a
falling in love
dirty-
with spaghetti. Who doesn't like it?
All right, Harrison, what's your number 5 on your list?
All right. So my number 5 is Rear Window from Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh.
So I love a lot of the Alfred Hitchcock films, but to me, this is the one that kind of shows all of his talents. It's got James Stewart and Grace Kelly in it. And James Stewart, he's in a wheelchair and he's like kind of spying on his neighbors, kind of being a little nosy. And there just happens to be a murder that happens and he's trying to solve it while he's sitting around and in home all day. So it's very suspenseful, very good film, and very good example of like I don't know what you would call it, but like one location type of movie. You know,
Mm.
we're basically just in the apartment for most of the film. So I really love that one, and I think it's Hitchcock's best. So yeah.
All right. Nate, what you got? Number 5.
I hate you so much. I also had Rear Window, but you know what? I'm gonna change. I'm gonna.
You
what
have
is it
Rear
called?
Window as your number 5?
Not as my 5, but now I don't even want to do it anymore. I love Rear Window. It's my favorite Hitchcock movie. But you know what? I'm flexible. I can pivot just so we can get more, more recommendations. Out
More
there. And Derek,
recommendations.
it took everything in me not to pick animated film because I love Disney. I like old Disney. I really love Cinderella and I really love Bambi, even though a lot of people don't even like Bambi, but I grew up on it.
No, Baby's
Um,
great.
Okay,
Bambi's
so here's what I'm gonna go with for number 5.
What you got?
This is another Alfred Hitchcock movie, maybe my second or third favorite, 1948. It's a little movie called Rope. I don't know if you guys ever seen
Ooh,
it.
yeah.
Rope.
Yeah.
I
I
just
haven't
watched that
seen
one.
Rope.
And this is the Blu-ray case with many discs in it, Alex, that I was talking about. Like, look, you can fit
Oh.
4 discs in this thing. I mean,
Ooh, shout
this
out
has 4
to
discs in it.
Saboteur.
And if you also
Those are
notice,
very
Like
I-
Birdman, 1917.
Yeah, I put all the 4Ks in here too, by the way. Yes, Rope. If you've never seen Rope, Rear Window, I love Rope. Also great, Jimmy Stewart as well. Alex, if you've never seen Rope, right?
No, I haven't seen Rope.
Okay, so here's the kind of trick here is that the whole thing is told in real time. The whole movie is told in real time. Now, they did not have the ability back then to actually shoot a movie from start to finish in one shot. But Hitchcock tried his darndest to do it. I believe the film reels can only allow like 12 to 13 minutes. So there's a
Something
lot
like
of
that,
secret
yeah.
cuts in the movie. So like you'll zoom in on a wall and zoom back out, and then there was a cut there. But it does not change the time of the movie. The movie takes place in the amount of minutes that the movie is on for. And it's like a murder mystery kind of movie. It's fantastic and very technically advanced for a 1940s movie. So if you haven't seen Rope, I love Dake Harrison. Watch Rear Window, and then also watch Rope. Do a double feature. They're really great, and they make a good pairing because they both have James Stewart in the lead.
Rope.
Rope
My
is good.
favorite Foo Fighter song is Rope.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about this movie.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Does anyone die in the song?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Well, all right. So my number 5. Oh man, this is gonna get so good. My number 5
Wolf and
is a
Jim Price,
movie
come on.
that we used to watch. They used to come on Easter all the time, and
Ooh.
me and my parents used to watch it. And I was like, "Yo, this is nuts!" And it's a little movie from 1956 called The 10 Commandments, and it's about a guy with that lightning hit, and he dropped a damn stone, and he was like, "Damn you, lightning!" With Charles Heston.
Damn you, lightning.
Damn you, lightning! No, all serious. It has Charles Heston, and I always remember when he parted the sea. And I was like, "Damn, this thing was crazy." And then the pharaohs were chasing him, and then the sea came in. I was like, "Oh,
He plays
so it's to be the
Moses,
people."
of
Yeah, he
course.
played Moses. Yeah.
Moses.
And then they had that pharaoh guy. He was a famous actor too. The guy who played the pharaoh. His
Yeah,
name?
Yul
Uh,
Brynner.
Yes, the
Yeah,
guy from
Yul Brynner.
Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
playing Ramesses, King
Plays
and I.
Ramsey. Yeah. So I was
So Ethan
remember that.
Hill,
And it was a
Correct.
long ass movie too. For those of you out there, it was a long movie. And the 4K looks
course.
amazing though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, just to jump to the chat real quick, Scott shared his number 5. His number 5 is a movie called Angels with Dirty Faces from
Ooh,
1938.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jay says Rear Window has one of the best some of the best cinematography in his opinion. And then he says Rope is classic storytelling. Harrison agrees. Binbuster says the 10 Commandments is one of my all-time favorites. So if you guys are in the chat and you want to share your list like Scott is doing, Jay, if you guys want to like put the number and I'll read off what your guys' top 5 are as well.
All right, so there you have it. So mine was 10 Commandment. Nate's was Rope. Harrison was,
Rear Window.
and then Derek was Lady and the Tramp. Right?
Yep.
All right, so there you have it. All right, so I'm going to go with my number 4, all right? Here we go. My number 4 stars my man Vincent Price, and I think this is one of the best movies, I think, in his catalog. And I know he has so many, like Last Man on Earth and all that, blah, 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 blah. But this is my favorite movie. Me and Harrison did a review on it a while ago, and it's The Fly from 1958.
Yeah.
I think that movie is the bomb. I don't know why. I love it. And it's funny because there's an X-Files episode where Mulder is sleeping and he's watching The Fly, where Scully comes in. So it's actually pretty cool too. So I don't know. I just think it's a really good movie with the scientists, and they did a lot of practical on it, and it's pretty cool. And then check out the review that me and Harrison did on Reely Old Movies. I did a tie in there. See how I did that? That's
Nice.
that's pretty skills.
Cross-promotion.
Pretty good skills
That's
there.
a great film, though. That's a great
No,
film.
I love it. I thought it was pretty cool, and he couldn't even like. I don't want to spoil it. If you haven't seen it, it's really dope. And then they did a remake in 1980s with Jeff Goldblum called The Fly, and it's pretty cool because even that one is like its own standalone. It doesn't feel like it took anything from there, just The Fly itself, and made its own movie, and that is even more fantastic for those of you out there. Have you seen it yet, Harrison?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, you gotta watch it. Yeah, check it out. All right, Nate. Mine was Fly, 1958. What you got, Nate?
Okay, my movie. We're going way back in time. We're getting in a time machine. We're going way back to 1931. We're in 1931 now. This was a movie that I tried to pick movies like I didn't want to repeat any repeat directors. I didn't want any repeat necessarily like exact same genre. Although I ended up with two thrillers, because this is a thriller from 1931 from Fritz Lang. It's a movie called M. I don't know if you guys have ever seen.
Oh yes,
M.
That's a great one.
Harris, you've seen this. I know Harrison have seen it. So this is in black and white, and this is about, the reason it's called M is because it's about a murderer. This guy Peter Lorre, he plays a child murderer. So this is like a really dark movie, especially for the 1930s. He abducts and kills children, and this movie's in German. But I think there is there's like an English language version of it or something on the Criterion. Like you could watch it. It's different though. So I just watched the regular original one. A really dark movie. But Peter Lorre is really good in it. Like, especially like his facial expressions and stuff. Creepy. It's borderline a horror movie, but I would still put it as a thriller. But, if you're adverse to subtitles, I could see that. But if you're not, I would definitely say check out M. Fritz Lang. Great direction, great acting, dark story. It's really good.
What year was that again?
1931.
Oh, okay.
1930. All right, Harrison, what you got? Number 4.
All right, my number 4, another VHS here,
Ooh.
is Gone with the Wind.
Oh my man!
Biggest VHS. Look at that thing.
Oh my god, that came with the reel? A special reel? The reel.
No, it's so long. It's got 2
Oh my
tapes.
god!
Always. Okay.
Yep.
I like that.
That's my wife's favorite movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Too bad Rich isn't in the chat, because I talked about this on their show and he absolutely hated that movie.
Oh, that I
Oh,
figured.
we don't care what Rich thinks. He has everything good.
It was just funny hearing him suffering through it. No,
Gosh.
no, but I absolutely love this movie. The cinematography is incredible. It's from 1939, but it's the most beautiful color film I think I've ever seen. And just the characters. You hate Scarlett O'Hara. She's like the main character. You absolutely hate her. You can't help yourself but keep being interested in her life. And then, of course, Clark Gable as Rhett Butler. He's amazing, too. Just all around, it's a great film. I highly, highly recommend it. It is 4 hours, though. But but you can watch half of it, then come back a different day. It's kind of 2 different movies almost.
It has an
So-
intermission, too. So there's like
It
a point
does.
where you
Yeah.
can just stop there, go take a break, and then watch the rest later.
Yep,
Let me just tell
exactly.
you, my wife doesn't do that. Okay, she goes intermission. I spit in your face, right? Because she watches
watches the
Gone with the
intermission?
Wind,
She just
right?
sits there.
She just sits there for 10 minutes. No, she watches Gone with the Wind and then goes right into Scarlet, the damn TV special that's like 10 hours long. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? She likes it. She does it
sits
every
there?
year.
She
Huh?
sits there through the overture and the intermission and
Yeah,
outro.
she does it all.
Listens
Yeah.
to it.
The
Oh
whole
wow,
I
thing.
love this music.
dedication!
So
I fast
Yeah.
forward.
Alex gets up and leaves.
I never seen them. She's like, "Oh, you want to see them?" I'm like, "Hell no!" But I gotta watch it though. I do
Gotta
put her
watch
through. I do put it through a lot of crappy movies, so I should sit down and watch.
You watched the
Go do
Spider
it.
Cut with
Your butt's really gonna get numb.
Oh, well, I have good couches,
From
so I'm good.
sitting Yeah.
I'm good on
True.
that. I got good
Well, look,
couches.
let's put it this way: you watched Furiosa with an hour of trailers. That's almost the same as Gone with the Wind. So you should be.
Well, I can't talk smack because I saw like when Justice League 4 Hour came out, I saw like 21
Yeah.
hours of it.
Watched like 5 times.
I saw it 5 times like in one day, so I could do it. I could sit down. All right, Derek, what you got? Number 4.
Number 4, I got John Ford's Stagecoach.
Oh,
This is like
Western.
I just saw.
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I got a Western here. John Wayne, this is sort of what made him a star. He wasn't new to acting, but like this is what like really made him, become John Wayne, I guess, at the beginning of it. Very handsome in it. Has this great shot that just like turns into a close up on his face, and it's like, oh yeah, that guy's going to be a star. But yeah, it's a road movie, which a bunch of people, obviously on a stagecoach, but they all have these very different lives, and they have to, get from A to B, and there's a lot of dangers going on. And I recently heard Guillermo del Toro compare it to Speed. Like, if you've ever seen Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, it's kind of like that. You have these very different people on, in that case, the bus, but in this case, the stagecoach. And they got to get somewhere quick, or in Speed they gotta stay going fast. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's great. It's become one of my favorite westerns. I think.
Nice.
Monument
I was
Valley
thinking
is beautiful.
when you said his speed on a on a stage, I was thinking someone put a dynamite with a clock if they lower the speed of the horses.
Stop running.
Oh shoot! I was just picturing they're like, yeah.
That's a great movie idea.
That would be funny. They put a dynamite under.
Speed in the Old West. I just saw that for the first time. I want to say maybe a year and a half ago. Stagecoach.
Stagecoach?
Yeah, I saw it. It was good. John Wayne's young in it. He's like
Yeah.
pretty young in it, especially compared.
Yeah,
to
he made a lot of movies, but he was never a star. This was the first time he was starring in a film. His
John
name's
Ford.
Ringo.
I mean, his you got incredible eye. That guy does some crazy shots.
Yeah.
Let's go to the chat really quick.
Good.
Number 5 for Ben. Ben is here. What's up, Ben? His
Ben.
number 5 is 12 Angry Men. Jay's number 5 is Sunset Boulevard. Scott's number 4 is The Bravados from 1958. I know Scott's gonna come in with some westerns I never heard of.
Yeah, that's Scott. That is a western.
Hall & Oates says, Harrison, your Gone with the Wind looks like a big dinner box from Pizza Hut. True.
Probably is nutritious.
It does.
Yes. Ben's number 4 is The Dictator with Charlie Chaplin, which I
that's a great one.
have seen that one. Jay's number 4, War of the Worlds, 1953.
War of the
Ben
Worlds.
says,
I haven't seen
Alex
that one.
likes to sit in theaters for 4 hours, but doesn't want to sit through Gone with the Wind.
I will. I promise. By the next
Do it for
show,
Angelina, maybe on her birthday.
that's in February.
That gives you plenty of time to think about it.
No. Before I come back to our live stream in 2 weeks, I will watch it before then.
What a
I will
commitment.
watch it. Mad commitment. I will do it. I'll
Harrison,
watch
keep
it.
you up to
chat
it.
see what he says.
I'm gonna text you every day.
You text me.
The
I'm gonna
shit-
be
so
like, Charles
are you watching it
Heston,
right now?
damn you. All right.
Sit through the overture, the intermission,
sit
take
through
in the
all of it.
music.
Yeah.
All of
Yes. All right, here we go. My number. What are we up to 3? Number 3. I'm gonna go Western now. 1960 on the dot. The cutoff for movies. I'm gonna go with the Magnificent Seven. I like the Magnificent Seven. Great film. Saw it for the first time when the 4K dropped with Steve McQueen and all of them. So it was my first time watch, and I was like, kind of like this movie. The movie's pretty good. The remake, I wasn't too crazy about it. I know we did it on our podcast, and I wasn't too strongly about it. But I kind of like the original. I liked it more than the remake.
It's good, but not great.
Yeah.
Was that Chris
I-
Pratt in that?
Yeah, Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington.
Right.
Denzel was great.
Nothing
In
with
the
Denzel in it is bad. That's just a
Yeah.
fact.
I just didn't like the storyline. I was just like, I like this one though. This one was actually pretty cool. But I enjoyed it though. They fought off the bad guys, and I was like, oh,
Have you
cool.
seen Seven Samurai, Alex?
I saw half of it, and I think
4 hours in Japanese.
You know what it is? It's so hard. Like those old school movies is really hard because I have to read it. So I'm like, oh my God. And then next thing you know, they're doing all this stuff. So I'm like losing track because I'm watching them, what they're doing performing wise. And then I got to read. So I'm like, bastards. So I was like, you couldn't give me no English, like, dude over the damn thing. It was like Godzilla. I enjoyed Godzilla -1 with Ralph because I was like, oh, okay, I don't need to read I was reading it, but I kind of knew from their stuff. I was like, all right, this is an easier storyline to follow. Samurai. There was so many characters in it. And I was like, oh my God, how many? But I am going to finish that one off, though. I have to finish it. But The Magnificent Seven is my number 3 on this list. All right, Nate, what is your number 3?
All right, so since Derek just picked a Western and you just picked a Western, I'm going to go with the only Western on my list as well. Now, I'm not the biggest Western fan or expert. As I get older, I'm starting to like them more. But I didn't really watch them growing up or anything. I thought they were boring. So this is one that came out a few years ago, 1959. This is number 18 in the Paramount Presents line, and it's a movie called Last Train from Gun Hill.
Ooh,
Now this stars Kirk Douglas and Anthony Quinn. You never seen this one?
No.
No.
Oh man,
Is that
Alex.
Kino?
Paramount Presents.
Oh, okay.
Alex, listen, I know
Write it down.
we've worked together for a while. You'll like this freaking movie. I promise you'll like this movie. I'll set it up really quick. Kirk Douglas plays a sheriff. His best friend is Anthony Quinn. Anthony Quinn is like a big, rich ranch landowner who, those guys are always kind of bad. His son ends up doing some bad stuff to someone who's close to Kirk Douglas. And Kirk Douglas says, my man, I'm going to have to take out your son. And Anthony Quinn is like, you better not take out my son. So it plays off of them being best friends, but Kirk Douglas saying, I need my justice. And that's kind of, I won't say nothing else. That's kind of the crux of the storyline. But, oh my God, the performances are amazing. The movie looks amazing. It's from the same director who did Gunfight at the OK Corral. So if you like that movie.
Oh, that's a great movie. That's a great movie.
Director.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this has Kirk Douglas and Anthony Quinn. These are legends of the screen. This movie's amazing. When I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, this movie's so good. Because it's kind of revenge, but it's kind of not. But it's great. So if you have not seen Last Train from Gun Hill, highly recommend it. It's really, really, really good.
Last Train from Gun Hill.
You will like it. Alex, you will like it, I promise you.
Oh man, I just it's funny talking about westerns, freaking, because me and Scott always talk westerns and we do movies and watch movies and stuff. So if you like that storyline, you got to check out Day of Anger. My man Lee Van Cleef. I brought it. I know I brought it. I paid like $70 for the out of print Blu-ray for it. I did it. Yes, I did. The movie is dope. It's about this, like, it's a Cinderella story type. It's like a kid, bastard to the town. They made him do stupid jobs. And then Lee Van Cleef comes and he just jumps on him because Lee Van Cleef is like he's like a tough guy. He's like, hey, you got to teach me how to shoot and all this. And he learned how to freaking draw because in the stable, there was like a old man that was teaching him how to like draw and stuff. And then he finds out later that Lee Van Cleef is that guy was the marshal that put him away. And it gets good. Oh, man. Oh, it gets good. But anyway, Lee Van Cleef.
Maybe if they ever release one that doesn't cost $100, I'll watch it. But until then,
well, it's on Tubi. It's on Tubi.
With commercials?
But yeah. It's one of those. It sucks.
That's
That's the other thing. It sucks. But anyway, Harrison, what is your number 3?
All right. So my number 3, I think I've talked about it on this show before, but I'm going to bring it up again anyways. I love it. It's Touch of Evil from 1958. This stars Charlton Heston, Orson Welles, and Jane Lynch. Or no,
Janet Leigh.
Janet Leigh. I'm sorry.
Janet Leigh.
Messing up names here.
I love it because, like, you said the name, and in the big is big and bold and white. Janet Leigh.
I know.
It's okay.
Comedy legend.
Whatever.
Old.
I love this movie. What's awesome about it, so Charlton Heston, he plays a detective. He's like a Mexican cop. And then Orson Welles, he plays a corrupt American cop, but he's corrupt in the sense of he's solving crimes, but he's doing it in a very evil way. And so you can't help but kind of like him, but also know he's kind of evil. It's a really interesting character study, really interesting story. And I highly recommend checking it out. And what's cool about this one is it has all 3 versions of the film. Because if any of you know anything about Orson Welles, the studio, they never let him have final cut after Citizen Kane for some reason. So they totally butchered it. So this has a reconstruction as close as possible to his original vision. So
Yeah, I have that one too. It has the 111-minute reconstructed cut, the 96-minute theatrical, and the 109-minute preview cut in 4K.
Jesus.
They're all in 4K, by the way, too.
Yep, they're all in
All
4K.
versions of 4K. Yeah.
That's dope,
All
but
of them.
damn.
I just like that Charlton Heston plays a Mexican in this.
He does?
Yeah, look at him. He's brown. That's him right there.
He's
He's got a
brown.
mustache and everything. It's awesome.
He's the one in
Yeah,
Earthquake,
legitimately,
right?
really- Yeah. And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
10 Commandments. It's Charlton Heston.
10 Commandments,
All
Planet of the
them.
Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Yeah, yeah.
And Planet of the Apes.
Good movie, Harrison. I liked it.
Touch of Evil.
Touch of
Like
Evil.
that.
I Am Legend. Or
I
a
think
Mega
it's
Man.
the
I mean.
best Orson Welles film too. Honestly, I like it more than Citizen Kane. That's a hot take.
Oh,
Oh.
dang.
Hot
I
take,
like it.
Harrison. Hot take,
Hot
Harry.
take.
Maybe I'll
Take-
buy that.
take
Maybe
Harry.
I will buy it.
He said, I will
Hot
buy
take,
it.
Harry.
All right, Derek, what's your number 3?
Number 3 is the very first talkie to ever win Best Picture at the Oscars, often cited as one of their worst movies, but I really like it, and that is The Broadway Melody of 1929. And it's just a sweet little small love triangle movie about 2 sisters who are trying to make it on Broadway, and they both sort of fall for the same guy, and everything turns out fine in the end. So I'm very impressed. You know, when you think of Best Picture, you think of these enormous, epics. A lot of times are very deep in terms of, what they're about, lots of layers to it. This is the opposite of both of that. Like even the musical numbers, I mean, pretty impressive, I guess, for the time, but it's kind of clear that this movie was like I think it's actually the very first musical to be a full-on talkie. So I think that's kind of what they were working on. Like, okay, let's get this technology right. So looking back on it, you can see, okay, they aren't, working with cinematography too much, not doing much with, the visual language of film. They're more like, hey, look, people can talk on screen, they can sing on screen. It's all in sync. It's wonderful. Look at that. But again, it's a very light story, but I don't know. I like it. So yeah, Broadway Melody of 1929.
Who's
I
in
need
that?
to check that out.
Who's that? Who stars?
did it?
Who stars in
yeah,
it?
Oh, gosh, Bessie Love, she's my favorite. I have a crush on her. I mean, she's been dead for years, but I think all
That's
these
why this
people
film
have.
exists. So you can still have a crush on it.
Charles King, Anita Page, and director. Gosh, I don't even know.
Michael J.
Oh, it's a MGM movie directed by Harry Beaumont. Yeah, Harry Beaumont. So
Okay.
not a lot of names I know really, but I do know I like Bessie Love in it.
Bessie
I've never
Love.
even heard of that movie, so that's a great pick. You're the
Let me
first one
see.
that picked one that I've never even heard of.
Bessie Love.
All
That
right,
sounds
very
like.
good. Let's check it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm trying to see Bessie Love. What she look like.
Okay, let's go to the chat really quick and see what everyone's saying. Down with the win. Okay, number 3 for The Bin Buster, a classic, Wizard of Oz. Number 3 for
yeah.
Jay is Shane, another Western. Scott's number 3 is Gunfight at the OK Corral from 1957. And then he will now refer to you, Alex, as Fig Van Cleef. Or he will refer to you as Lee Van Al. You decide which one. You decide which one you hate.
Lee
less.
Van Al. Oh my god, that sounds. Oh jeez, that's funny.
Al Van Cleef.
Al Van Cleef.
There you go. So those are number 3s.
All right, so there you go, Derek. You come on with the number 2s. What's your number 2?
Me again?
Yeah, we rock and robin. I started off 3.
Okay. So I don't know if I should swap this one out because my second one was um, Rear Window, which I know I have back there, but I couldn't find it. But I could find Disturbia, which is sort of like a remake of it.
He pivoted.
It's the same movie, pretty much.
There you go.
And they got in trouble for making this. Like they got sued by, I don't know, like Hitchcock's estate or something. I can't remember. But I know this movie, they got
pulled
sued
the-
for it.
He pulled
like
the Wish
Disturbia.
version of Rear Window.
I like that movie.
Alibaba.
That movie's good.
It's okay, yeah.
So
David Morse is in
yeah,
it.
rear Window, but I don't know. Are we swapping out ones that have already been
If
called?
you want to, it's up to you.
Okay. So I might go with another Best Picture winner. This is the Best Years of Our Lives.
I
This is
love
one of the
that
greatest Best Picture winners to ever win, I think. And it's about people returning home, 3 men returning home from World War II, and the various ways they are dealing with what is that called when they like re-enter citizen life?
Reacclimating.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, reacclimate. And it's, 3 very different people going through 3 very different things, very heavy material here. But, gosh, when did that movie come out? 56. So,
Okay,
yeah, I think it's one of the greatest that has ever won. So I'd write this one down. And it's a, I guess an anti-war movie in a way, showing the difficulties of those who come home from war anyway.
What's that one
Yeah.
called?
Best years
Sorry?
of our lives.
The best.
The
Years
best
of
years
Our
of
Lives?
our lives.
The Best Years of Our Lives.
Okay.
What I love about that one is one of the characters, he's a character who lost both of his hands, and he was an actual guy. He wasn't a real actor. He was a real veteran that they brought into the movie, and he gives
Yeah.
a pretty touching performance. So I
And
love that movie too.
he won Best Supporting Actor for that role. And that was his first time acting. Although you may know this, I know he did like tiny little like training videos but like I think training reels, or it was either training or like propaganda type stuff, or like,
Something like that, yeah.
something like that. It was either right before this or right after the movie. I can't remember what the order was, but yeah, he wasn't an actor. He was a vet.
All right, so that's a 1946. Samuel Goldwyn's it has a Warner Archive Blu-ray, so maybe I'll check that out.
Oh, did I say 56?
Yeah, 46.
Okay, sorry.
That's
Thank you.
Yeah, so Myrna Loy, Frederick March, Dana Andrews. Okay,
It's got a stellar cast.
look into that one.
Yeah.
All right, Harrison, I think you're up next.
Oh, am I up? Oh,
Yeah.
You're up, Harrison. Bessie Love,
boy.
kinda hot. Kinda hot.
Yeah, it reminds me of
I know what
not
Alan's doing over there.
not fully conventional, but she reminds me of this girl I had a crush on. I was trying to date back in grad school, and I kind of fell for Bessie Love.
Alex looking up Bessie Love this whole
You fell in love.
I did. I was like,
Bessie
let me
Love.
look at Bessie Love. Yeah, she's pretty good. She died in '86.
Yeah. She's got some racier pictures too that are pretty easy to find.
Bessie Love.
Stuff
5
you wouldn't
feet.
think you'd see.
Wow, she's small.
That's perfect for me because I'm not very tall.
That's
I
true.
guess I love Bessie Love too now.
You love Bessie Love.
That's right. You're in love with the love.
All right, Harrison, what you got?
All right. My number 2, I talk about all the time. It's a silent film called Metropolis.
Oh my! Again,
Again, I know.
Harrison
but
always
it's
brings
such
it
a
up.
good movie.
Harrison.
It's such
Oh,
a
my-
good movie. It's the godfather of science fiction, and I think it's one of the best movies ever made. What I love about it is it kind of ties in kind of real world problems that we all go through, but then in a science fiction background. And, everything from Blade Runner to Star Wars, even Superman, they've all taken visual effects cues from this movie. And I recommend this version because this is the complete version. Every other one is like 45 minutes long. This is the full 2 hours that it was supposed to be. So check it out. Kino Lorber once again coming in clutch.
Isn't that Fritz Lang too?
It is a Fritz Lang film. Yep.
Wait, so the regular cut is 40 minutes, or
It's like 84 or 40 minutes, yeah. But this is the completed. They found old footage that was missing for 70 years.
and then they just added it back into the film?
Yeah, because for a long time they would just put in like title cards or pictures to kind of explain what was going on in those missing scenes. But now this has all of it, so much better.
Drinking a cup of water.
Yeah.
It was like scene.
Yes.
That would be funny.
You might like this one, Alex. There's an 80s version where they put in music from like Pat Benatar and Adam Ant and a couple other.
Oh, really?
In the 80s.
I always see. I knew. Okay, I've never seen that movie, but every time someone brings it up, for some reason, all I think is like 80s music, and that's probably why.
Yep. Now I'm not a fan of it, but
Me neither.
hey, if you like 80s music, you'll like that version.
Oh, see, then that's it, man. That's what I want to hear.
Pat Benatar cut.
Hell yeah! I just want to hear like, just want to freaking.
Oh my gosh.
That is what I want to hear in the middle of that. That would be funny. Or here.
I'm in. Actually, I'm in. That's in there.
Metropolis with the Michael Jackson cut. That would be too funny. That would be awesome. Awesome.
All right.
Or for Nate.
Okay.
Yeah, do
That's
it.
me, the T.I. cut.
The T.I. cut.
Metropolis, the T.I. I'm in. No, they were like being robots. Well, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
Remake
god.
that for me, Alex. Take
I'm
that
gonna
movie,
remake it.
put the clips, and put the music of
Yup.
T.I. on it. And I'll watch the whole entire thing.
I'm gonna do it all for you. I'm gonna put it on for yeah. Just do it.
I like that. I like that. Okay. Let me give you my number 2. This is a movie. Someone mentioned in the chat already. I think 2 people, but
What you got?
I just rewatched this for the first time in 4K. I watched it for the first time a couple years ago on Blu-ray. This is, of course, the Kino Lorber 1957. One of the best movies. Period. It's amazing. I love it, and I'm going 12 Angry Men. Henry Fonda, amazing. You want to talk about a movie? Like, you want to talk about a great script? Yes, 12 Angry Men it's just guys talking in a room for 90 minutes. 90 minutes.
I think it's even less than that.
96 minutes, but that's with, the little beginning part where nothing really happens. It's just 12 guys talking in a room about a murder case, and it couldn't be more enthralling. Sidney Lumet directing. I love Sidney Lumet. He's done a lot of great movies. And he was like one of those directors that worked for a long time, all the way from the 50s into like the 2000s. So Sidney Lumet, underrated still, somehow he's underrated. But that movie is fantastic. The performances are great. Across the board, just a great, great movie. If you haven't seen it, because I didn't watch it for the first time until like 2 years ago. So I'm sure there's other people who have not seen it yet. Don't be afraid because it's old and black and white. Just do yourself a favor and watch it. Also, the remake, the TV remake from William Friedkin, it comes on that 4K, and that version's also really good. So if you are against black and white, like you just hate it, watch that version because it's still really good as well.
Like it.
Yeah. And that's up to you.
There's a great cast. Well, the Friedkin version also has a great cast as well, too, right? Like,
Jack Lemmon. Jack Lemmon is in the Henry Fonda role in that movie. So he's older, but yeah, that one also has like a crazy good cast of like everyone. His is probably a little bit, I wouldn't say better cast, but more people you will know than the original version. You know, the original one has Henry Fonda. It has my guy, the guy who's in who was that? He was on the detective show for not Columbo, the other one.
Oh.
Who's that guy?
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about, Derek. You know
he's got the sucker and he's bald.
He's a guy. No, that's Kojak.
Not Kojak?
No, this guy is Jack Klugman. Jack Klugman. He's the actor. He was in one of them like 70s TV shows where he's like a cop or detective or something. And of course your guy Alex from Psycho, the guy who falls down the stairs. He's in there too. Martin's also is the actor.
Arbogast.
Yeah, he's in
Detective
it too.
Arbogast. Yeah.
He plays like the lead juror who's like in charge of keeping everybody in line.
He was in a lot of big movies, that guy.
Yeah. Great.
In a
great
lot
movie.
of Twilight Zones, too, episodes
Yes.
he was in as a guest star. Okay, so my number two, it's my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie of all times, starring Anthony Perkins. Nate already said it. I'm gonna go with Psycho 1960. Best movie hands down. I think I got like thousands of versions in that empty chest back there. Freaking had the 4Ks and I got the Blu-rays and the DVDs and then the house, and then we got that house that we still waiting for, right? We got that collector's box set.
Yeah, it might be
right?
coming out in 2029 at some point. I don't know. Jody told us about it a long time ago. I forgot about it, but yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting a special edition of the Psycho. No, Psycho's a very good movie. It's about a guy who lives in a house and he has his mom's corpse, and then he plays both parts, and he's a schizophrenic, whatever the hell. Yeah.
Schizophrenic.
Yes, that. And then of course Janet Leigh's in it. And it's crazy, right? Because I think Scream got the idea of killing off Drew Barrymore from this movie. Because Janet Leigh was a big actress. And they killed her ass off mad quick in this movie. And then it went off, and then they had the other two characters. Her sister and her boyfriend comes in at the end, saves the day. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's a very cool, and a lot of cool cinematic shots in this film. And it has the legendary house that everyone knows now when you go to Universal Studios. I mean, not Florida, it's California, right? Nate, you said they moved there from Florida to Cali?
Correct. Yeah, we used to have like a one down here in Universal, but yeah, when I went to Hollywood, they have the house there and the hotel. You drive past the hotel.
Bates Motel. Yeah, Bates Motel. Yeah. So, yep, that's my number 2, Psycho from 1960.
All right, the chat's number 2. Number 2 for Scott is the same, 12 Angry Men, 1957. Jay's number 2, Sergeant York. Never even seen that one.
It's a very good one. It's got Gary Cooper in it.
Okay. Bin Buster Jack Klugman, he was trying to help me out. He was also in The Odd Couple, the show The Odd Couple.
Oh, okay. I like that
show.
show. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. And then Bin's number 2 is the Maltese Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Bogart. I see Scott's number 1, but I'll save it for when we do our number 1s.
All right. All right, so I'll start with number 1, right? I guess that's my turn. My turn. I am going to go with 1951. All right, 1950. Now, see, no one knows because they're like, damn, I don't know his old movies like that. Nate is like, what is it? What can it be?
The House of Wax.
The House of... I could have went House of Wax. I could have went, but I didn't. I didn't go with the House of Wax. Because this is a movie that we saw, Nate. And I was like, yo, this movie I liked a lot. I wanted it in 4K, which I don't think they have it yet. Or maybe it is. But it's a little movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still from 1951.
Oh, that's right. We did watch that movie. Was good.
That movie was really good. I love old sci-fi black and white movies, and this one I was so shocking that I enjoy this way more than the modern version with Keanu Reeves. That was so bad compared to this one. But I really enjoyed this movie, especially when he goes in the elevator and all the lights shut off and everything. I was like, oh my God, it's cool. And you got that big ass robot from Thor in it. I was like, this is cool. Freaking what's it called? The vibrator torn? What is
vibrator? What are you?
What's it called?
What's his name?
Yeah, what's it?
What
was it called? The stupid the Thor robot.
The Destroyer?
Oh, okay,
yeah.
there you go. The Destroyer. There you go. The vibrator. That's different. It's not Thor. It's Whore. Freaking no, but The Day the Earth Stood Still. Great film.
That's
Klaatu. Yeah, Klaatu. Yeah.
That movie was, that was one of those like surprising ones. We watched it for when we were doing the remake, redo,
we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Keanu version, I didn't used to hate it, but then watching them like back to back, I was like, oh, this movie stinks. Compared. That movie is great, and you're right. We probably won't get a 4K because it's a Fox movie.
Yeah.
Now, Disney has it, and who knows? The thing is locked up in a vault somewhere.
Yeah,
but
Disney.
if you buy the 3-disc version of the Keanu, it comes with a Blu-ray of the original. So just throwing that out there. You can probably get it on Amazon or eBay or something for real cheap, like $5 or $6. It'll have the Blu-ray of the original in it. So that was a great movie.
Yeah, great movie. So that's my number one. Nate, what is your number one?
I had to do it. I had to go with this, of course. 1931 Universal classic monster film. My favorite of the classic monster films. I'm going with my boy Frankenstein. Frankenstein's the best one. I don't care what anyone says. It's the best one. Dracula's okay. Invisible Man's good. Really good. Great even. The Mummy's boring.
Oh, he's whack.
Wolfman's kind of boring.
He's a piece of shit.
Bride of Frankenstein's weird. Yeah, but Frankenstein, amazing. It is amazing. I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I watch old movies like ever? Because there's even like a shot that it almost looks like it was done with like a handheld camera that's like moving through the woods and stuff. I'm like, this seems like something that wouldn't be from 1930s. James Whale, I believe, is the director of it. Yep. Boris Karloff is the most iconic to this day, almost 100 years. He is still the like image I think people have of Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Just period, you know? So absolutely love him. Cannot wait for that theme park, that new Universal park they're building down here.
Oh,
they're going to have a Universal Monsters Land in it, and I will just go there every day after work. Yes. They better give me free tickets. I will go there every day.
I wish the characters that they'll have walking around looked a little bit more classic. They're kind of modernizing them, unfortunately.
I know it's making me mad.
You know, I get it.
But it's still but they're still gonna have like the flaming windmill there. It's gonna be like a restaurant, and yeah, they're gonna have like a lot of stuff that's gonna make me geek out over it. So yeah, Frankenstein, my favorite old black and white classic movie.
Well, I don't think of Karloff as Frankenstein though. For me, I don't think so.
You're gonna say something stupid. Who? Aaron Eckhart by Frankenstein?
No. There's only one man. No, not Robert De Niro. I'm sorry, Nate.
This is gonna be something silly.
Herman Munster, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. He's not even Frankenstein. He's Herman Munster.
Herman Munster, bro. You can't go wrong with Herman Munster.
But designed after the Karloff example.
Exactly. He's just a copy.
He's just, I like the copy better. Though.
Alex likes Peter Boyle from Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I do too. I do too.
Put it on the Ritz. Yeah. Good movie. I like that movie too. But yeah,
Young Frankenstein? Yeah.
My favorite. Yeah.
Put the candle back.
All right, Harrison. Number one. What do you got?
All right.
It's the big one.
All right.
Which pizza box are you showing this time?
It's a smaller pizza box.
You got a reel?
More of a calzone box.
You got film.
No, it's
Casablanca.
And it's a Zavi 4K box. So it's got like a steelbook in it. Yep. Nice. I won't open this part, but this has like posters and cards and all that in it. Casablanca. Anyways, I love this movie so much. I've probably watched it 1,000 times. I just love the romance. Oh yeah, I love it, man. I know not a lot of people do, but I don't care. I love it, man.
I watched it for the first time. We put it on 4K, and I was like, "All right, let's see what this is all about." And I was like, "What is this?"
It took me a long time to get into Casablanca. I saw it so many times, and then I even saw it in the theater to try to get into it. And then it wasn't until like my father-in-law, because it's his favorite movie. And he like sat me down and like held my hand through the movie. And after that, I was like, oh, okay, I finally get it. I didn't realize this was funny. Like he was pointing out jokes. Like the movie's actually pretty hilarious.
There's comedy in it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was taking everything, super serious. And I was like, this isn't computing for me for some reason. And also I think I needed to mature a little bit, get a little older, get beyond superhero movies and stuff. And it finally clicked. But it took many viewings for me to finally dig it, because I wanted to like it because everybody else loves it. I was like, I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Well, I liked it on first viewing.
Yeah, I think it took me.
He got the jokes the first time around.
Harrison said I liked it right away.
No, it wasn't just because of the jokes, though. I just love the setting, the World War II setting.
Mm.
And I really like dialogue in movies. And this movie is chock full of amazing dialogue, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's incredible stuff. The music, as time goes by, I love that song. Just
Great
all around.
one-liners.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That is a great
Absolutely.
movie.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Yeah, people still quote it today.
Plus, I love Claude Rains and everything all the time.
Yes.
He's great.
Do you know there's gambling in your establishment? You're winning, sir. Oh, thank you.
Clearly a joke. I don't know what my issue was.
Yeah, it's so good. You know, when I went to the Academy Awards Museum out there in Hollywood, they had the piano from
The movie?
Oh, Sam's piano.
Yeah. Yeah, the real piano. It was awesome. Like the one from the movie. Look at that.
I haven't been there yet, but I got the hat.
Oh, I went with,
He got the hat.
I went with my buddy. He's always here. He's not here tonight.
Rob?
Robert.
Yeah.
Robert
Where's
makes
Rob?
the cut. Yeah, me and him went, and it was an experience. But yeah, they had the piano there. It was awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
Did you get to play it? Piano?
Yes, I got. No, I didn't. It's in a glass case. But and they also had the backdrop from North by Northwest, like literally the big, huge. The was that
Mount
Mount
Rushmore?
Rushmore?
Yeah.
Oh,
They used it as a
wow.
background? Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool.
I want to
Go
go
there,
there so
Derek.
badly.
Make sure you get. Yeah, you got to do it. It's good.
I need to
Yeah.
do it too. I
Yeah,
live in
Harrison, you like
California. I
right
haven't
there.
got
Listen, next time I go out there,
You're
we'll go. I'll go
literally
with you.
right
Leave
there,
Robert
Harrison.
behind, and I'll go with you.
It's 2 hours.
Don't worry about it. It's worth the drive. We'll go when I visit because it's 5 hours for me, so you could do it. You could do it in 2 hours. And I'll go out there. We'll go together.
All right, Derek, what's your number one?
Number one, another Best Picture winner. I'm kind of an Oscar guy. I really love.
Oh,
the
you
Oscars.
very best picture this today.
Yeah.
That's
Like, I'm wearing an Oscar hat right now too.
Oh,
Um,
And he
and-
has the
That's
Academy
awesome.
Museum hat, and he hasn't been yet.
Yeah. And actually, if you look at the top row, all of these are the Best,
Best
Picture
Pictures.
winners. Every single Best Picture winner there's ever
Oh,
been.
that's awesome.
That's cool.
do you have a trophy? Oscar?
No, I have
Eric.
cookie cutters in the shape of the Oscar so that I can hold up little Oscar statue cookies on Oscar night, but I don't have an actual one.
Derek, I held an actual Oscar.
Oh, dang.
I did the Paramount tour, and I held an Oscar, and it was
Yeah.
pretty heavy.
Wait, you could
surprised.
hold
Oh,
an
yeah.
Oscar?
Yeah, it's a real one. I think it's from I want to say Forrest Gump, I think, because it was at Paramount. It was either Forrest Gump or something else, and they let you hold it and you could take a photo with it, and it's pretty heavy.
Wow,
Oh.
I gotta do that. I got to do it.
You have
That's a
to. You gotta.
Paramount
I'll send you the
That's.
photo. I have a photo with it.
Oh, you have to do it.
You got to send it to me. I got to see that
I'm
picture.
surprised more
That's
people
awesome.
don't get up there and drop that thing though. Like it's pretty slick. You got to hold it with 2 hands. And I would be like, "Thank you," and I would drop it if I ever won an Oscar.
Did you know when an actor, so another actor can't have an Oscar? It goes back to the Oscars. I didn't know that.
Well, after they die.
Yeah. So like Marlon
only
Brando
one.
gave Johnny Depp his Oscar, and then he had to give it up. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
'cause-
that's nuts.
They don't want them on the market afterwards because that kind of turned into a problem. You know, when actors, if they lost their stardom, they would sell them. So now it's basically on loan while you're alive, and on your death, you may be able to pass it on. I think to a child. I can't remember, but it's always in ownership of the Academy. They just like let you hold on to it while you're alive.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I just won it, but it's not mine. I was like, that's crazy.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Although
nuts.
I don't, and maybe like the older ones have grandfathered out of that, if that make out of it, because I know if you go to Disney World, like they have all of Walt Disney's still there, but maybe they're on loan from the Academy.
Hmm.
Here's
No,
me
there it
with
is.
my Ninja Turtle shirt and an actual Oscar.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Ninja Turtle shirt. Yeah.
Yes,
He
that's a
has
real
the
Oscar.
That's amazing.
You know me, I gotta
Oh,
Oh
represent.
man. Oh yeah. So I guess my number one is Marty.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh,
So this was 1955, and it's another small film, and I don't know what it is with these smaller films. Maybe they just stand out a little bit more. Whenever I'm watching all the Best Picture winners, I like to go through them on occasion, and this one always stands out because it's so small. This one is about an Italian butcher played by Ernest Borgnine, and he's the oldest of a bunch of siblings, and he's the only one that's like not married. and everybody's like, hey, when are you going to get married? And he has a tough time finding somebody, and he thinks it's over for him. He thinks he needs, is just going to be single forever. He's very negative on himself. But then he does have this moment where he does meet a girl who also struggles, and they both don't think highly of themselves, but they see great things in one another, and then they build each other's confidence up, and it's just a wonderful love story. It's like Rocky, except for instead of him being a boxer, he's a butcher.
I've heard of this one,
but great movie. Also, it's based off of so back in the early days of television, they would do live broadcasts of plays, essentially. So it's based off of a live movie. It wasn't recorded or anything. It was just performed live and broadcast across America. So that's what it's based off of. It's based off of a TV movie, essentially. TV show.
That has a Blu-ray from Kino Lorber too, I think.
Yeah, I need to upgrade a lot of these Best Picture winners. I haven't been keeping up with that, because most of them I have are DVDs. Most of my collection is DVDs. That's kind of my biggest time in collecting, was back in the DVD era.
Nice.
Now I'm much more focused. What do they call that? Curated. If I buy something, it's very specific, and it's so hard for me to upgrade, because it's I already own it.
Right.
I do it on occasion, but it is difficult.
So Marty, number one. All right, let's check the chat. Let's see what we got out there. I said I would go back to Scott's. His number one was Casablanca, 1942. And yes, I did cry at the end. So Scott's a crier. He's
cries for everything.
He's a crybaby. Jay Manley's number one is Spartacus. Interesting. I have that, and I still haven't watched it. I don't know. It's because it's Stanley Kubrick, and I
was gonna say that's a Kubrick one.
I don't really like him, so I'm dragging my feet to watch it. Bin Buster's number one, The 10 Commandments. So Alex, that was one on your list. Jay said, great number one pick, Alex. Ben said, I think the same thing with the War of the Worlds Tom Cruise version. It sucks. Then he said, when I think of Frankenstein, I think of Fred Gwynn. LOL. Nah, I agree with you, Nate, about Karloff. Thank you, Bin Buster. Karloff's look with the mummy was creepy AF. Jay says, I would agree with you on the remake of War of the Worlds, Bin. I don't care for it much. And Rich popped in to say, hope everyone's having a great night. Thanks, Rich. That's it. That's the end of the chat. We've reached the end. Well, anyway, hopefully we gave you guys some good recommendations tonight. If you haven't seen some of these classic films, they are our favorite. If you want to just do a quick rundown, really quick, mine were Rope, M, Last Train from Gun Hill, 12 Angry Men, and Frankenstein. Those are my 5. Derek, what were your 5?
I had Lady and the Tramp, then Stagecoach, The Broadway Melody. Originally, it was Rear Window for number 2, but then I swapped it out for The Best Years of Our Lives, and then Marty at number 1.
Marty at number 1. Harrison, what were yours again?
So Rear Window, Gone with the Wind, Touch of Evil, Metropolis, and Casablanca.
All right, and then Alex.
Mine was 10 Commandments, The Fly, Magnificent Seven, Psycho, and The Day the Earth Stood Still.
There you go. So those are our picks, and thank you guys for sharing in the chat what your picks were. And if you haven't seen some of ours, watch them. And if we haven't seen some of yours, maybe we'll take it out. And Derek had some backups. 12 Angry Men.
Robin
Hood.
Hood.
Was that Errol Flynn?
Robin Hood.
Great one.
Godzilla.
Ojira.
Classic.
Godzilla. Freaks.
Oh, that one's creepy.
That's a Todd Browning film. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all the Best Picture winners pre-60s, pretty much. I love the Oscars. I'll watch them all.
Yeah, I could have made just a list of Hitchcock. It was tough for me to just I just wanted to do one, but I love a lot of his other ones. I love Rebecca. I love I Confess, which nobody even has seen before, but I think it's a great movie. And then there was a few I love The Wizard of Oz. Nobody picked The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
I love that movie. But that's one I grew up watching a lot, so it's nostalgic. And again, Disney, a lot of pre-60s Disney stuff, I am a fan of. But didn't bring them over here.
So beautiful.
Most of my westerns, I was like, damn, it's after 60. I was like, son of a crap. I was like,
I thought you
damn.
gonna have more Vincent. I thought you were gonna have more Vincent Price stuff.
I wanted to spread it out. I didn't want to put too much Vincent Price stuff.
But what are some of your? You like House of Wax? Isn't that pre-60s?
Oh, I love House of Wax. That's like, I would say that one in terms of Vincent Price would be my number one over The Fly.
Mhm.
Like that was just amazing. Like
You like the
incredible.
Universal classic monster stuff too.
Yeah, so like I would went with Invisible Man. I think he's the strongest one with the storyline. I think his was fun with that
was
screaming lady that all she did was scream. Ah!
Rollins is funny
Throws
in
a
that,
plate.
too.
Yeah, like that was good. I like the Phantom of the Opera with him as
That was really good.
Phantom. That was a good one.
No,
Huh?
I do like
I do not
Creature
like
from the.
that one.
You don't like that
Really?
one?
I
He
like
paid
that.
for
No.
all of Christine's music lessons and she didn't know?
No.
That was crazy.
I love
I like
Alex
the
trying to
20s
sell
one
you
more.
on it, Harrison. But he paid for
Which
the
one?
music lessons.
The 20s one.
Oh,
with,
hell no.
Lon Chaney.
Really? The
Oh, Lon
silent
Chaney?
film?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. That thing ends with him going over the freaking wall into the water. I was like, what is
No,
this?
it's great. It's
Oh.
awesome.
Oh, my God.
That was great and awesome.
That was great and awesome.
I do like
Yeah,
Creature
but-
from the Black Lagoon too. That one's a good.
That
Oh,
one
that's a
is,
good
I
one.
like that one. After that, all the other ones were really not that good.
You like the sequels, like Wolfman, son of Wolfman, and brother of Dracula. And
That
all
was
those
so bad. Those were
Abbott
bad.
and Costello.
That
Meet
What was the
Dracula.
was
one,
good.
Harrison? What was the one we? Oh, Son of Frankenstein, or
No,
House-
House of Frankenstein.
No, you
House
saw
of
House of Frankenstein. That's the one with the
Yeah.
with the was it
was
Dracula?
something.
With
Yeah,
the-
Yeah,
Johnny
it has
Depp.
Dracula in it, and it has
Yeah.
Frankenstein in it,
And they fought under the castle.
one of
and
them's frozen.
Igor.
But Frankenstein's frozen. He gets
Yeah.
unfrozen. Yeah, what a
It's
movie!
stupid. It
Oh.
is stupid.
But it had
yeah.
some okay parts in it. But yeah, it's pretty dumb.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
You gotta have a good time. Okay.
Oh,
have
I
a
mean, you
couple-
could have a great old time, but those like the Wolfman
Yeah.
are all horrible. I don't care what
yeah, I
it did
don't
in
like
terms
any
of
of them.
makeup. It did, yeah, great for that. But other than that, those movies
Oh.
are all garbage.
Here
Like,
we go real quick before we wrap up. Scott giving some pre-60s westerns that he really likes: Red River, High Noon, Rio Bravo, and The Searchers. He likes
Yeah,
all. Of them. I
Searchers
saw
is
The
good.
Searchers is good. I
Yeah.
saw that one too. That one's good. I haven't seen the
What
other
about pre-60s war movies? Anybody got
one.
pre-60s war movies
mm.
that
Yeah,
that
Paths
Kino
of
Lorber
Glory.
has and are on
Paths-
sale for Memorial
Paths
Day
of
weekend?
Glory.
Oh, I have that one. Yeah, Paths of
Oh,
Glory.
okay. That's a great one.
I probably do. I have all the
Let me
I
see.
have a lot of Kino Lorber stuff. I just haven't watched all of them yet.
The Red Barrage, the Red
I
Badge.
have Paths of Glory, but it
of
was okay.
Courage.
It was-
Nah, that movie's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, the
okay,
Red
it's
Badge
great.
of Courage. People were saying the bridge on the river.
The Guns
Bridge
of
on the River
Navarone. Oh, that's
Kwai?
in the
That's
60s.
good.
Yeah.
Guns of Navarone.
That's a good one. The Best Picture winner.
And Lawrence of Arabia is 1962.
Sergeant York.
Oh yeah, I think that's Kino, right? Sergeant York.
Kino, or I think Warner Archive.
Oh, okay.
They had Sergeant Bilko, Steve Martin.
If you want to see a real terrible pre-60s war movie, check
Uh-oh.
out Stanley Kubrick's Fear and Desire. This is one of the worst things I've ever watched in my whole. I just watched this like yesterday. I absolutely hated it. It's only 70 minutes, but it feels 3 times that. It's just
Wow.
a bunch of guys in the woods being weird. I really hated it. Don't watch it. It's not
Guys in the woods being weird. That is the
That's
weirdest
Kino.
description you ever gave.
No, I kid you not, that's what it's about.
Guys in the woods being
Being
weird.
weird.
During a war, and they're trying to build
During
a raft.
weird.
And I'm like, what
Oh.
is going on here, dude? This movie sucks.
Oh Jesus. That is the funniest description
There's
I
a
think I ever heard.
non-recommendation for you, Derek. A non-recommendation war movie. Fear and
Well, I
Desire.
saw
none.
High
That one-
Noon.
yeah.
I saw High Noon for the first time this week. Scott
watched
gave me the Blu-ray for it. I like it. I thought it was a really good movie. It was kind of weird because like everyone is like he's trying to get help and everyone's like nope. I don't want to help you. And that's like for 40 minutes. I was like, Jesus, many people are you gonna go to? So that was actually pretty funny. But yeah, I thought it was a cool movie. I don't think I'm gonna upgrade to the 4K since I got the Blu-ray. So I was like,
I
I'm
have
fine
it,
with it.
okay, I just haven't watched it yet.
You'll
I'm
like
watching my
it.
way through. I'm watching my way through all the Kino Lorber 4K titles in alphabetical order. I just not to H yet.
Mm.
So it's coming up. I'll be watching like probably next week.
I saw Tin Star with Anthony Perkins as a sheriff. That was another one I saw. That one was actually really good. So he plays a sheriff in town, but doesn't have the skills as a sheriff. And then this is a big actor that played a bounty hunter, and he comes in town and he teaches him how to become a sheriff. And then he grows the cojones towards the end when Lee Van. It's funny, Lee Van Cleef plays one of the bad guys in the thing. So
The Day of Anger. Well,
Day of Anger is really good, but it's not Day of Anger.
Western, because in 2 weeks on our live show, we're going to be talking Westerns.
We're doing Westerns?
Okay? Yeah, we're doing Westerns. We're going to have a special guest. I won't say his name, but it rhymes with Spot. He'll be coming on to talk Westerns with us. He's like an encyclopedia. This is going to be a fun show because he's like an encyclopedia. Alex is like in the middle, and I'm not. I know barely anything about Westerns. So showing off Westerns I like is going to be very interesting because they're going to be either new or barely Western. Desperado was one of my favorite Westerns.
Well, yeah, I got new ones that came in. I got the one the deaf rides on a horse. I think something like that. With Lee Van Cleef. I've been buying mad Lee Van Cleef Western movies.
You're watching it. That's why you said your name.
Yeah, I've been buying tons of Lee Van Cleef movies. You know what it is? Clint Eastwood. I like Clint Eastwood movies, but I just feel like all his characters are like the same in terms of like.
Looks like my grandpa. I can't really literally like my dad looked like that. I can't take it seriously. He's like not. That's just my grandpa.
And I always think of an Escape from New York with him. Pliskin, you got 2 hours to bring the president back. Right. If not, kabooey. You're done. But anyway, with that said, all right, Harrison, plug in your stuff before we end the show.
Heck yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, pretty much everywhere at Reely Old Movies. New episodes drop Saturdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, all those places. So yeah, make sure to check it out if you like old movies.
There you go. Derek?
Yeah, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube under Pure Hangout. Again, mostly movie stuff, mostly active on YouTube. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back and I'll like your stuff. I don't post too much on there, though. But I like looking at your stuff.
I like seeing your stuff. Sounds mad creepy. That sounds mad creepy. I will see your stuff.
I like looking at your posts.
There you go. I like your posts.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that one. That sounds better. I like to see your post. No, I would like to see your stuff.
Keep your posts to yourself, man.
Yeah. That's funny.
By the way, for everybody who's a fan of our Action Movie Guys podcast that me and Alex do, Harrison's coming on in July for like 4 episodes. So he'll be in July. He'll be doing a bunch of monster movies with us, and also something else I won't say because we announce them when they're closer to.
Yeah.
But Harrison's getting his internship status. He's becoming he'll be like our 4th intern, I think. We have Evan, we have now Rob, we have Scott. And then we will have Harrison. He'll be our 4th intern.
Yeah. Well, in terms of the podcast, so we're up to episode 2. I think that's up now. The Star Wars episode 2. We broke that one down. What's today? Today is Saturday, right?
Today's Saturday.
Tuesday I'll be dropping Out Justice, right? Out for Justice. No, Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill is coming up next. Yeah, that's the Steven Seagal, right?
No.
I'm so confused with the.
It's Out for.
Out for Justice. Out for Justice. Yeah, I was right. Okay,
Hard to Kill was after episode 3.
Yes. Okay, so Out for Justice would be on Tuesday. And then Thursday would be episode 3 Star Wars. And then I'll drop off on Saturday would be Hard to Kill. So that would be the week of dropping mad movies. I have so much editing to do during this week. But yeah, that's the podcast. In terms of the videos on YouTube for Geeks and Flix, on Wednesday I'm dropping Superman 4 Quest for Peace. I'm continuing my DC Retro Rewind. So I finished watching Supergirl, which you guys could check it out now on the channel. I did Supergirl first time watch.
Great video, by the way. Great video.
Man.
I like when you show her flying out of the water and you could see the string above her head. Like
they yanking her out. Oh, my God. It is. And then she comes out dry. Not even wet. She's dry. I was like, what?
Like,
yeah. And I was like,
Portal.
and then it's funny because my friend is really big on DC Comics, and he's like, well, Astro City is from Krypton. I was like, well, I didn't know Krypton was under the water because she came out of a lake. And he was like, what? And then we saw the video. He goes, dude, I didn't even never noticed that. I was like, yeah. It's like Krypton ain't freaking underwater. Like, I was like, so anyway, so we did that. So this week is going to be, I have a string of bad movies coming. So Superman 4 will be dropping on Wednesday. So I'm going to rewatch it and give my actual thoughts on it. And then, of course, on Friday, Nate is going to do what's it?
I found out what I'm going to be seeing. So I will be doing a horror movie. We're going to do another horror movie here. I will be doing the new weird looking horror movie called In a Violent Nature. The one that is told from the perspective of the killer, and he just walks around in the woods for 90 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and predict that I'm going to hate this movie, but I'm going to give it a fair shot. And I'm going to give it a review. So I'll see you that Wednesday night, and I will have the review up for Friday.
All right. So that's all the stuff that's coming out this week. And then what was I going to say? There was a trailer that came out that actually I kind of like. I don't know if I'm going to see it in the theater. I might wait for it to drop. It's a movie with Kevin Bacon in the 80s with a porn star that turns into a movie star. Maxine.
The sequel of X, the movie X.
Oh, I never seen X.
It's X and then Pearl and then this one. It's like a trilogy.
Oh, well, I liked it because it had that 80s music and it actually looked pretty good. I was like, wow, this actually looks pretty good. That was one of the Red Band trailers. I was like, oh, it had me hooked. I was like,
Bad Boys 2 is June 7th, is the beginning of June. Or Bad Boys 4, I should say. Bad Boys 4 is coming out. So I'll review that. Inside Out 2, my niece wants to see, so I'll review that. June has a lot of movies.
A lot of good movies. There's a lot of good movies. So
plenty of reviews coming up.
Plenty of reviews. So there you have it. Those are everything that's coming out during the weeks for the podcast and, of course, for our YouTube channel. So, again, follow everyone in the description down below on the YouTube. You guys have the links to all their channels and pages. Follow everybody. Subscribe. Hit likes to all their videos. Other than that, man, I'm Alex Figueroa. That is Nate. Be awesome to each other and geek out.